Hi everyone, welcome to the second part of this heart page that we are doing. Sorry, I was holding it down, it flipped up. Now we've got the second heart to do. Now I'm going to do the upside down one. I know it might be a bit confusing, but because I've only just finished these, then the gel pen might be a bit wet, so I thought it might make sense to do the lower one rather than risk putting my hand on top of this one and spreading it. So I'm going to come in closer to this one and we can have a little look at the details of the page. Let's just twist you slightly so you're in the centre and straight-ish. So we have quite a few of these bell type flowers. We have some little puffball ones, we have these and these. So we have 4 types of flowers. I'm trying to decide whether to use the same colours as before or some new colours, and I'm thinking probably matching it all up with the same colours might make more sense. So I think that's where my brain is going. So I'm going to actually start with this magenta, and I'm thinking these ones here would be quite nice with a bit of magenta, just gently reduce towards the tip. And I'm going to actually make them the same colour as these, but we're not going to make all the flowers the same colour this time. We're going to use our different shades of pink in slightly different ways. Oh, the sun's out and it's in my eyes. That's very strange feeling. Haven't had that for a long time. It's still February, but of course we get winter sunshine. I'm just checking. I think the only other ones of these are here. I am going to do the symmetrical side. I'm just not going to do the other heart, if that makes sense, so that I the other one I'll do and photograph like I did last time. So just filling this out. I'm just checking the time because my boy is due home and I haven't unlocked the front door. So he'll ring the bell if I don't do that, but I think he won't be back for a bit. So that's our first one, and like the others I'm going to go over with the blush pink. So these are going to be exactly the same as these, but they won't all be the same. We're yeah, mix it up a bit. Got a few different ideas on how to combine these different pink colours. Hopefully it will all work. And well, we'll see, won't we? I'm trying to decide whether to keep all the greenery the same. Not sure yet, because I still need this sort of bluey green type colour that we had before, so it may mean that I have to, with having quite a limited amount of greens. But that's okay. Oh gosh, the sun is going in and out so much, it's making brighter and lighter. I don't know if it's you can see it on film. Right, so there are those, and I'm going to keep the same blush pink in my hand and do all these little ones here. But what I'm going to do with these is put a little bit here and then just fade it down. So it's the same technique that we used for the others, but just in this other colour. And then I'm going to use the salmon, I'll get there in the end, to finish these off. I'll show you as soon as I've done these bits. It's really quite straightforward, hopefully. So just fading it down. If you don't have this set of pencils, it doesn't matter. You can use any sort of colours, really, any pinks and things like that. Here's our salmon. Ugh, I just looked up to the camera screen and it's so bright. I've done a comparison chart between Chromaflow. I think I did it with Polychromos. So that is available. If you go to in my video description, I will sometimes list useful links to useful charts, but otherwise if you go quite far down near the bottom there's a link to my Ko-fi shop, and in there are all sorts of comparison charts and things like that. And if there's one you want that I haven't done, you could just let me know in the comments of this video, or if you can't find one or whatever. Now I'm going to go back to my magenta. I'm actually going to do these fluffy ones just in magenta. Really stand out very bright. They're cute, aren't they? I've not seen Johanna draw flowers like this. I like them. And then these ones up here, I'm going to do a little bit of magenta and fade it down, but we're going to go over this one with the salmon rather than the blush pink. Be a little bit different. I'm not sure about these yet, so I haven't done them. My son's laughing next door. I've got the door open actually. He's very quiet, so I just leave the door open. He's got his headphones on. Oh, the sun's gone in. I can feel my eyes relaxing as it gets a bit darker. Just put my elbow down on top of my pencil sharpener. Oops. Never mind. It did just knock it over, it's okay. But quite quiet. Okay, so now the salmon on these. The salmon sort of smudges it all together, which is quite nice. I can see that being quite Prisma-like actually. It sort of seems to move it a bit. Quite soft. I might do the little balls in the salmon. Salmon balls, that's quite nice. I used to get, what do we used to buy? We used to buy I'm just going to sharpen my pencil. Oh, with the sharpener I knocked over with my elbow. We used to get a sort of circle of cream cheese and with salmon. They were always nice. Now we're not going to put any yellow, I don't think. In the other hearts we've got some yellow. Don't think we'll be using that in this one. My lead is so wobbly. I don't think there's anything that could be yellow. Oh, got a flower there. But we'll see as we start colouring the leaves whether there's something that seems like it needs to be. There we go. I'm going to do those two as well because of course I'm going to go back and just colour that one. My tongue's sticking out now. I'm concentrating because it's such a small one. And then back with our salmon on top. It happens to be a bit paler. I think that's okay. Okay, now greens. No, it is the basil. It needs to be a little bit sharper, I feel. Yeah, there we go. It's getting quite short. All my greens are. So I'm going to try and do a bit and then fade. Like I did on the last page. Hence the need for a sharp pencil. I was talking to husband about doing an art degree, not me, him. I'm not interested in an art degree personally because you don't specialise, you learn all sorts of things which I'm not really interested in. Both, you see how I'm doing both ends? So we've got a lighter bit here. I'm not sure whether I'm going to go over that in grass green. I think I'll have to. Just realised I got my finger on top of the glitter pen in the last picture that I did. I think it's dry. Now this to me looks like one of these leaves, so I'm going to colour it as a leaf. yeah, he had this dream about that he was at art uni doing an art degree. He was in a halls of residence and it was really horrible. But I said to him, do you want to do an art degree? And he's like, yeah. But he also likes having lots of money to spend, so he has to work. Of course, he would have to pay for a degree. In this country, you can get a loan, but you can only get a student loan if you haven't had one before, or if you haven't had, I'm filling those in, I am going to go over them with the other green, but they're just so small. But you can, yeah, if you haven't had a grant or a loan before. Now, he's had a grant before when he did a couple of different, he did an HNC in horticulture, and he did an HND in computing. So although he didn't do a full degree, I think he probably had his money's worth of courses, I'm guessing. So he, even if he could get a student loan, it would only be a year, so we'd have to pay for the course, which is doable with his sort of savings, but then you've got to live as well. And he knows that artists don't make a lot of money. No artist does. It's a difficult way to make a living. My neighbour is an artist. She actually came to the door earlier today to tell me about her exhibition, to invite me actually. The husband wants to go, but he wants to go to this sort of launch night, whereas I would rather go on a different day, so we'll see. But her art is oil paints and things, and she's going to start doing tutoring and things, and I think it's great, but it's not something that I want to learn. And you can't, I find the smell really nasty of oil paints, but also you'd need a studio, it's just so messy. But so there are lots of, I don't really like paint very much. I like pictures that are painted, but that's different to liking doing it myself. I hope you can see what I'm doing. I'm doing the same thing all the time, so I'm not really talking to you about what I'm doing. Now these swirls, I think I'll make them darker at each end. Now, I had said I might do some yellow. There's not going to be any yellow. There might be, I mean, I could do a background in yellow, but there's not going to be any yellow leaves. Once I finish the leaves, I'll have a think, but the problem with doing a background is I have to sort of draw a line around where the edge of the heart is, and I don't know how good I am going to be at doing that. Or I could just go around everything and make it wobbly. But I think that would look a little bit weird. Could have done those yellow, couldn't I? And then we've got some yellow in. Okay, time for grass green. I'm starting where I ended. What time is it? Oh, it's fine. Just working out what, my son won't be in for about 10-15 minutes yet. Assuming his train's on time. He said it was, but you never know at the minute, you know. It's a train strike week, and so far they've been running. Basically drivers aren't doing overtime, but I think there's been so many strikes that a lot of them can't afford not to, and it's an expensive time of year, you know. People find January really quite difficult to afford, and I know it's February now, but it all seems a really long time until paycheck time, I think, for people. Well, I don't know if it's the same everywhere, but in the UK a lot of people get paid early in December because of Christmas. I think it's partly to give them some Christmas shopping money, but also because then the people who do the pay can have a holiday. You know, they can finish early sort of thing. So it means that a lot of people get paid about a week early. So then when it comes to January and you're waiting for your pay, you've got an extra week to wait before you get next paid, and everything has been very expensive. I think it's actually a really bad idea paying early, but yeah, it's just what happens. But also January feels long. February is much shorter anyway, days wise, because it's only got 28 or 29. I think we're leap year. Yeah, we're a leap year. So we've got 29 this year. But I have got a calendar beside me, it's quite handy. But yes, it's expensive and it's long. But yeah, February is a bit shorter. Now, have I done it all? Yeah. I'm thinking about my yellow idea. I'm also thinking we've got glitter and stuff on the other one. We haven't got any on here. I don't think I want to do any. I think I like it as it is, in its upside down kind of way. No, I think I'm going to leave it. I'm going to do the other one the same and not do any glitter or pen on this one. It's up to you. As I say, you could do a yellow background. You could start with your what's it called, golden sun on the edge, and then fade it a bit, and then do the amber gold in the middle. I just am a bit worried about getting this line. Hearts are so difficult to draw. So even if you followed this line, yeah, you could end up here, around there, but I'm just not. So that is me done. So I'm obviously going to go and colour the other one and then take a photo for you of the full page all done. So that is me. Thank you for watching. Yeah, I hope you have a really super Valentine's Day. Whether you're celebrating on your own, with someone else, not celebrating, I don't celebrate, whatever you do, have a super, super day. Thank you very much for watching and happy colouring.